So, if you have not been living under a rock, Zohran Mamdani, Democratic Socialist. Some call him a communist. I'm fine with that. Honestly, I don't give a shit. And neither does seemingly he. He won the Democratic primary for New York City for the mayor, which is awesome because holy shit is he based. I have heard many things. I've heard many good things of this man. Many such things that are good. I watched his speech on his victory night, which nobody was expecting to be a victory night. We thought we'd be waiting at least a week for the results, but holy shit, like he just blew us away with how popular he was. Completely beat out the big money that was going to Cuomo and just slammed it, like slam dunked it. Like what a G. Okay, good stuff. I have a flex request from Twitch from Hydrant Campy. I can see that now because of the generous update on OBS, so that's great. Nice flex there. I have not worked out in a minute, but you get to deal with that. So
I'm still pretty muscular. It's fine.
Anyway, not everybody's happy with Zohran Mamdani's victory, including Fox News. He is slammed for refusing to condemn infamous phrase. What is this infamous phrase? Well, let's take a look.
If that commercial break talk about this is any indication, it's about to get spicy. Democratic Socialist and New York City mayoral candidate
like big cardamom.
Zohran Mamdani is refusing to condemn the phrase
"globalize the
Intifada." Those words have become a rallying cry at anti-Israel and Jewish hate protesting.
Okay, globalize the Intifada. So I need to look this up real quick so that I'm not an idiot. I've heard some things about this. The Intifada. I've heard some things about this that are very scary. So let's take a look. Globalize the Intifada is an anti-Zionist slogan that has been used to advocate for international support of Palestinian resistance against Israeli occupation. The Arabic word Intifada, derived from the root meaning to shake off, means to rise up and can refer to a popular uprising or rebellion. In the context of Palestine, it refers to Palestinian uprisings or resistance against Israel. The call to, quote, globalize, it suggests extending the spirit and actions of these uprisings beyond the regional context to a worldwide movement. Given what Israel is currently up to, I'd say that's a pretty good move. Yeah, it should be global. Yeah, I think globalize the Intifada is a fine thing to say because Zionists, I hate them. They are, honestly, I'll say it, they're comparable to Nazis. Zionist ideology is comparable to Nazi ideology. Like, not even kidding. So I'm fine with that. But Zohran Mamdani apparently has not said enough things against it, even though he's clearly shown that he's cool with Jews. He literally had a somebody running alongside him, a Jewish mayoral candidate running alongside him, and they cross-endorsed each other.
Andrew Cuomo is in the past. He is not the present or future of New York City. Good riddance.
Okay, so take that for what you will. I don't think that he is an anti-Semite, as they're trying to make him out to be. You know, I mean, he's Muslim, right? He's Muslim. So we got to do the anti-Semitism thing, even though all of his policies are just objectively good. Let's continue.
Across the United States, and many people in Jewish communities view it as a call for violence against them. Mamdani was asked flat out, denounce it on Sunday. Here's what he said.
Hey, fuck you. How about you denounce Zionism? How about you denounce Zionism? Start with that, and then I'll denounce it.
Recently asked about the term globalize
denounce what Netanyahu's
the Intifada,
doing.
If it makes you uncomfortable. In that moment, you did not condemn the phrase. Now, just so folks understand, it's a phrase that...
Also, the only reason that he's being asked to condemn this phrase is because he's a Muslim. Like, it's so, like, on its face racist and Islamophobic that I'm stealing this from other content creators. But if you were to do this with a Jewish person and say, hey, can you please condemn the billionaire conglomerate? Can you please condemn the cabal? Like, it's literally the same thing. It's disgusting.
Many people here as a call to violence against Jews. There's been a lot of attention on this issue. So I want to give you an opportunity to respond here and now. Do you
also,
condemn
the Jews
that
in
phrase,
New York voted for him, so fuck you.
Intifada?
That's not language that I use. The language that I use and the language that I will continue to use to lead this city is that which speaks clearly to my intent, which is an intent grounded in a belief in universal human rights. And ultimately, that's what is the foundation of so much of my politics, the belief that freedom and justice and safety are things that, to have meaning, have to be applied to all people, and that includes Israelis and Palestinians alike.
It is impossible to clip this man. This man has made himself unclippable. Like, that sounded so good. It was perfect. A spicy meatball. Not even a spicy meatball. A perfectly done, well-cooked meatball with the perfect amount of seasoning. Delicious. Num num num. For everybody. Like, it is so hard to clip him because nothing he says is problematic or wrong or... you literally would have to not even clip chip him. You would have to literally sit down and YouTube poop the fuck out of him in order to make him sound bad. That's how good he is at his rhetoric game. Much better than I am.
Oh, but then he got a second bite of the apple. Good luck.
But do you actually condemn it? I think that
I'm glad we're clipping it, right? I'm glad we're cutting to try to make him look bad.
the question and the outstanding issue that a number of people, both of the Jewish faith and beyond, have. Do you condemn that phase? Globalize the
unclippable didn't stop them from trying.
Intifada, which a lot of people hear as a call to violence against Jews.
I've heard from many.
Yeah, a lot of people hear that, okay? But you can't say that it is a call to violence, can you? You have to be very careful with your wording now, don't you, MSNBC? You have to say, well, a lot of people hear it as a call to violence because it's an Arabic word. And it's a scary Muslim word, right? Yeah, it's not actually a call to violence, so you can't say it is, can you?
Jewish New Yorkers who have shared their concerns with me, especially in light of the horrific attacks that we saw in Washington, D.C. and in Boulder, Colorado, about this moment of anti-Semitism in our country and in our city. And I've heard those fears and I've had those conversations, and ultimately they are part and parcel of why in my campaign I've put forward a commitment to increase funding for anti-hate crime programming by 800%.
Beautiful.
I don't believe that the role of the mayor is to
This is literally being aired live on Fox News, like him saying, I'm going to commit to funding anti-hate programs. And they're trying to say this is him being clipped out of, they're trying to clip him out of context using this. It sounds great, man. It sounds good to me. The only reason that the old fucks, who watch Fox News would hate him is not because of anything he's saying or even being clipped out of context. It's because of the context added after the fact by the disgusting, demonic Fox News hosts.
Police speech.
Still didn't answer it. How about a third time?
Okay, give me more. Give me more. That's fine.
About the language and who feel really concerned.
They tried so hard. They're like, please, please give us a clip that we can take out of context. Please. We need it. We need it. You don't understand, Zohran. You're too good at this. Just give us a softball. Come on. Just give us something. Just say anything. Anything that we can take out of context. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Please, Zohran. Please say something that we can clip out of context.
Why
Please.
not just condemn it?
My
why not just condemn it?
Is to start to walk down the line of language and making clear what language I believe is permissible or impermissible takes me into a place similar to that of the president who is looking to do those very kinds of things, putting people in jail for writing an op-ed, putting them in jail for protesting.
That's perfect.
Ultimately, it's not language that I use. It's language I understand there are concerns about. And what
I don't understand why they played 3 clips of this man speaking eloquently and beautifully. If you didn't have lead poisoning, you'd understand, regardless of the context that Fox News tries to add post hoc, that he's just a reasonable person. He's normal. He's just a normal guy who's trying to do right by his community. And he keeps being asked this stupid racist-ass question because, they're trying to get dirt on him. And the only dirt on him that they can possibly get is that he's Muslim. And that's it. That's literally it.
Do is showcase my vision for the city through my words and my actions.
John, get us started.
Beautiful. Thanks, Fox News.
Is this really the people?
He sounds
really
great.
The person that people in New York want to elect? I'm so
Let's see what the
glad
5
I don't
have
live
to
here
say.
and only come to tape the show with you, because
I don't live here either.
Oh, good for you. So here's a guy who's saying, "I don't want to be the censor." That's not what he's being asked to do. We elect people to office to reflect virtue and what the...
You are asking him to censor people. You are asking him to say that you're not allowed to say the word intifada or whatever the... Yeah, that's what you're asking him to do.
People think is best. That's why we ask politicians to condemn.
Hold on.
You and what the people think is best.
Fuck what the people think is best. In 1940, I love bringing this one up, 94% of the population thought that it was best that we do not engage in miscegenation, race mixing. 94% of America thought that miscegenation was bad. So fuck the populace. They're dumbasses.
That's why we ask politicians to condemn shooting firefighters. That's why we ask them to
This is exactly the same as shooting a firefighter, man.
I hope he would condemn the Intifada itself. You don't have to globalize it. Does he think it was wrong for Palestinians to engage in a way?
Condemn the Intifada as though it's like a group. It's a word, dude. It's a word that means to liberate. It is an Arabic word.
Of suicide bombings in Israel that killed thousands, that killed 80% civilians. Didn't stop
suicide bombing.
until
He's a brown Muslim. Suicide bombing. That'll get the neurons firing in these 80-year-old.
Israelis built a security wall along the west border. Maybe he could just start with that. But he's trying to pretend to get out of this by saying, oh, I don't want to be a censor, but we put people in office that we want to be role models, that we want to be virtuous and lead the people. Is this the way he's going to lead New Yorkers?
Yeah, I was wrong. It wasn't 94%. It was 96% were against it.
Say, I can get out of this, but meanwhile, I'm going to seize power and impose Marxist policies like tax
Marxism,
because that's where white people live or rich people live, and redistribute it.
That's another thing. They keep trying to do this like he's a socialist, Marxist, communist, whatever. Nobody gives a nobody cares anymore. Okay, we're all like, not all of us, but a lot of people are just disillusioned by it. Like, yeah, they're still in the back of their skulls are like, yeah, you know, capitalism, whatever, is good. But like, okay, he's a socialist. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not ideal, but I mean, free public transit, free buses, like that's pretty good. I mean, free bus, rent freeze. I mean, my rent's expensive as shit. Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, he's a socialist. I mean, as long as I get, you know, the stuff I need.
And give lots of free things to everybody else. He's really a Marxist and a socialist.
Longtime New Yorker. What do you
just
say?
keep it coming.
I love New York, and I
keep it going. One thing I haven't seen any left-wing influencers talk about yet is how good this is. Keep calling him a socialist. Keep calling him a Marxist. Keep calling him a communist, anarchist, whatever the just keep calling him that. Because by the time he's mayor and a year has gone by and New York is a paradise, all right, I know he can't fix everything there. He's got a lot of binds on his power, all right? He is not fully unshackled, unfortunately. He can never hit his final form, unfortunately. We will never have final form Zohran. But like, even in his base form, like, he is going to just make the city a better place to live, and people will see that. So yeah, keep calling him a socialist. I love it.
Keep New York up and running. I'm just going to say this. There are some people who are calling Mamdani the Fidel Castro of New York City.
Good stuff.
He's resonated with some people in our area. New York is unaffordable, even for those of us who have a great job. But some of the things that he says makes no sense. Like, he's not condemning the Intifada. When he was on Good Day New York,
nobody cares.
I asked him point blank, does Israel have a right to exist?
Yeah, like, listen, I know that he wants to do rent freeze, and I know that he wants to open like government-owned grocery markets in places that don't have affordable groceries, and I know that he wants to do like free public transit and free childcare for people, and like, I know he's going to do all this good stuff, and you know, but like, also he didn't condemn Intifada or whatever. So like, I don't know, like, it's just he's a scary brown Muslim. He's a scary brown person. I don't know.
This is a Jewish state. He hemmed in.
Zohran Mamdani as his Dragon Ball Z character would be sick. He literally has the Z. I thought about this. He has the Z as like his logo. So yeah, as a Dragon Ball Z character, that'd be great. Dragon Ball Zohran.
Hard like he did there. He's a great wordsmith. But eventually, he's going to have to pay the price.
He's the devil. He's got the devil's tongue.
He's been very, very direct on how he feels about Israel and the Jewish state and all that stuff. And, you know, I think hopefully New Yorkers will wake up and see and really look over this.
So I watched that interview and others where he was asked that question. One of the things that Mamdani has said is that the Jewish state does not have a right to exist.
Agreed. You know, we don't have a Jewish state. We have a state. No Jewish state. No ethno states. You know, what I hear when I hear Jewish state is ethno state, because that's what it is no.
Israel does, but it must be something different that includes everybody.
He says.
So what do you do with all the
Yes!
Jewish people in the Jewish state? Isn't that part of the intifada?
He doesn't feel comfortable.
Dude, Jewish people exist in America and all over the world, and it's never a Jewish state. Except Israel. Israel's the only one, okay? They're fine most of the time. When they're not fine, it's because of you idiots and your people, okay? It's never the pro-Palestinians that are like a threat to Jewish people. Show me the last time that was actually the case.
But he doesn't have any problem with some of the Muslim states, right?
Wow. Hurry.
Yeah.
No, see, like, they're just racist. They're just racist pieces of shit. He said no ethno-states, no ethno-states. Ask him directly. Would you support a Muslim ethno-state? Which would be racist as shit, but sure, ask him. Yeah, do you support a Muslim ethno-state? He'll say no, I don't support a Muslim state. I don't support a Jewish state. I don't support a Christian state. I support states and people's rights and religious freedom.
Here's why
Jesus
I think
Christ.
this is an interesting look into his campaign. He was unknown as of 6 months or a year ago, right? He is a new candidate who has tapped into energy and concerns about cost of living, things that you mentioned. He has repeatedly said he abhors anti-Semitism.
Yes.
Increasing anti-hate
Too much,
crime
in my
funding by
opinion.
800%, that's real. That will help in New York. And don't take my word for it. Prominent Jewish New Yorkers, Jerry Nadler, Brad Lansing.
Is she like the token liberal? Yeah, she's the token liberal. Because Fox News always has like a token liberal. But she is spitting.
They have said they have endorsed him.
You're talking politicians who want their party to be in office,
But they're Jewish, but Harris,
of anything that they believe
right.
in.
That's not true.
I mean,
Are you
honestly.
questioning Jerry Nadler or Brad Lander's commitment to
Yeah, well, since when do Christians care of Israel since they believe in the anti-Semitic Bible quote of them needing to breathe? Yeah, so like the Jews in... Not every Christian believes this, but like the end times Christians want all the Jews to go back to Israel so that the rapture can happen. And after that, they're basically the key that goes into the lock and then gets thrown away. Because after that, all the Jews go to hell anyway because they didn't accept Jesus. They're a quest item for the end times for a lot of Christians.
100%. 100%.
Wow,
Yes.
I wouldn't question anyone's commitment
The
to their
same way
faith.
that I would question Chuck Schumer, who works
Can I-
against the interest of his own people at times for the
That is true.
politics.
Let me
and
finish
that's what they're doing here.
what I'm saying here. Prominent Jewish New Yorkers have said they have met with him. They believe that he abhors anti-Semitism and will help New York do
then
better.
why not condemn a
I think-
globalized
She's right.
intifada?
I think that he should be more sensitive.
She's actually speaking better than most liberals do, like most liberal politicians on this topic. She's actually, like, I'm surprised that Fox News had somebody like this say something like this on here.
To the context in
Even if she is outnumbered.
which many people hear that language, and I think he should condemn it. But I think that painting him with a brush that because he won't, because he's wordsmithing, because he doesn't want to censor, that
See, like, she's still a liberal.
everything else he said
Do you read his ex?
about condemning anti-Semitism, Jewish leaders saying he is good for their community.
Not
Harris,
everybody.
No, but a lot. I think that matters too.
Give me
And
a-
I don't think he's an anti-Semite.
I
don't.
don't see
Thank
three
you.
people being a lot, but we can get back into it another time.
Well, the number of Jewish New Yorkers who voted for him in the primary was not small.
True.
Maybe 1 in 5, 2 in 5 Jewish New Yorkers. We're still getting data here. That's not a small number of Jews. I don't think you should discount their feelings on this either.
I'm not discounting their feelings. They're voters. They can
Yeah,
vote
you
in
are.
their,
Yeah, you
their
are.
interest or not. I would say this. If they're really concerned, Emily, about affordability in the city, why did they live for the last 4 years with no protest against all the illegal aliens that came in? And so
The fuck you, dude. Like, crawl into a ditch and leave the rest of us alone. Yeah, it's the illegals coming in from Mexico, right? The illegals. Yeah, oh, you're so worried about costs? Well, what about the illegal immigrant mother and her 4-year-old son who are both starving because she works 7 jobs and still can't make enough to put enough food on the table because she's not here legally? But, like, back in her home, we fucked up her home country so bad that she has no other option, and this is the best she's got. What about her? Like, she's leeching off the system, you know? You.
soaked up more than $1 billion each year, plus while Biden was in office, while they had Democrats in majority here.
What a great question. Look, I'll just be candid. I find this person frightening. I find him blatantly anti-Semitic. I
Good.
find it horrifying that he won't condemn.
Judge Zohran by his enemies. If she finds him frightening, I find that fantastic.
The Holocaust, that he won't condemn that language, that he's fine with hyperbolic language when he said this president puts people in jail for writing.
It's just so interesting how the conservatives all of a sudden are so concerned about anti-Semitism. Isn't that interesting to you guys? Like, even my dad was like, hey, son, like, oh, you're, the left was all about anti-Semitism until lately, and now they're all against Israel, and they're all anti-Semites. I just can't believe it. It's like, Dad, you never gave a shit about anti-Semitism, ever. You've never talked to me about, like, the problem of anti-Semitism, condemned, like, neo-Nazi groups, like, nothing. Never cared about anti-Semitism whatsoever. You're being fed slop, dude. You believe everything that you see on the news, and that's why you're concerned about it now.
Op-eds, but then all of a sudden becomes a ballet dancer with words when it has to do with globalize the intifada. When I speak with my Jewish friends in this city, one of them, prominent businessman right around the corner, who says he is angry and scared and he feels abandoned by any Jewish person that voted for him. He feels abandoned, he said, by his neighbors and his friends, and he is horrified at the thought of this person actually potentially being the mayor here. And he says,
if you feel scared by Zohran being your mayor and you live in New York City, leave. Don't come to Ohio. We don't want you, but leave.
I don't feel safe raising my children here. And what most is most abhorrent to me
it's just
is
racism.
The notion that in response to that question, that individual would say, that's why we're raising funding 800%. You don't need funding for...
I don't feel safe raising my children in an area where I can get free childcare for them. I don't feel safe raising my child in an area where they'll get free public transportation, where I'll work with the police so that they don't bring a gun to every mental health crisis and shoot him because he's like autistic and throwing a fit or whatever. That happens. You know, we'll send a social worker instead. That scares me. I want a police officer with a gun that will shoot my child in the head, actually. That's what will make me feel safe, right?
Anti-Semitic hate crimes if you would tamp down the rhetoric. If you would come out and say, directly, I abhor anti-Semitism. If you would come out directly and say no.
Can anybody find me like an actual tangible, I'm serious, if you know of any, leave it in the comments by all means, an actual tangible hate crime committed by an anti-Zionist against Jews? Any. I would love to see it. I will look at it. And I will condemn it. Bet.
We didn't. No,
yes, he did.
No, we didn't. Marie.
Yes, he did. I am not going many clips.
Time out.
Yeah, where I can afford a roof over my head for them,
As
for
a
my
New Yorker,
kids.
I say that, I believe that, and we don't need to parse it to know that the global evidence.
I hope the lady in the red dress has CPS caught on her. How dare you? Don't you know that that's hateful rhetoric? Don't you know that you're inciting violence against the lady in the red dress by suggesting that our government system, which was built and put in place in order to protect children, ought to investigate her because she is speaking horrific things about, like, how dare you? How dare you incite violence against her, Legoshi? I can't believe you.
That he has put forth in his, what he has said, what he has done, and what he hasn't done.
Sure, call
is
CPS
very
on
clear.
her. I don't
and that,
fucking
to
care.
me, trumps all of those socialist agendas that, by the way, only the Upper East Side voted for. So when you talk about
Not
unaffordability
socialism.
of New York,
Keep saying it. Bring it.
Voted for
Bring it.
Cuomo.
Yeah, that's a huge
My socialist
point. I mean,
king.
there was a 13-point spread in Andrew Cuomo's favor for people in low to middle income voters, particularly the lower income voters. The people that Mamdani is...
Yeah, sorry, it's because they're stupid. I'm not even kidding. Like, sorry, I know this sounds classist, but they're not as educated. They believed what they saw on the news because they don't do their own research, usually because they don't have time to. And they were brainwashed. And they're an idiot. They're idiots. So yeah, they voted for Cuomo because they did it based on name recognition. Give it a year. If you really do think that like Zohran's going to be so terrible for New York, give it a year. You know, we'll see what they think of Zohran.
Is preaching to are ultra rich in the city. Some of them have even said they may leave. Now, I don't know how you square that. You're going to vote for the guy, and then you might think about taking your square of moneyness someplace else. I don't know how that works out. But you're talking about...
Yeah, that's another good point, Zumi dear. Yeah, we're so concerned now about affordability in New York, right? We're so concerned about it now. What the fuck are you people doing for it? Like, you don't care about anything or anybody. You just, like, You just say you're going to do you vaguely gesture at doing good things, and then you don't do good things. You're never specific. But what people like about Zohran, 1, he's sexy, right? 2, he's charismatic as shit, which is part of the sexiness. They overlap. 3, he has specific policy, okay? He doesn't just say, we're going to make it more affordable. He does say that, but he doesn't just say that. He says you're going to get free childcare, you're going to get free public transportation, fast public transportation, so that you can get to work faster, okay, and not waste as much time on the goddamn bus or subway. You're going to get free did I say free childcare? If I did, I'm sorry. Free childcare. You're going to get affordable grocery stores, government-run affordable grocery stores, right? I'm sure he has plenty of other policies that I can't think of right now, but he's specific is the point. And everybody else is like, oh, don't worry, we'll definitely bring prices down somehow by magic, waving our magic wand that they'd never actually wave.
Affordability, and you bring it up, Emily. How can you have that conversation, but the people who would benefit from more affordability didn't vote for you? What do they see about you that they don't like?
They didn't see anything. They saw your dumbasses talking shit about him on Fox News, and that's it. They didn't see anything. They're too busy working their asses off to make ends meet and put food on the table for their kids and themselves. Like, they didn't see any. This is the problem. This is the problem with an uneducated voting demographic. Okay, they're uneducated. That's why they're low income.
The anti-Muslim hate that has been spewed at him. We should also condemn that. The horrible thing.
True.
True.
Thank you. Finally, somebody said it. Jesus Christ. She's like a breath of fresh air, man. I love her.
You see the video from
What's her
the
name?
weekend? Those are people who had gone to support him at his rally. And he said something akin to what I said to you, no Jewish state, but Israel can stay with different people in it, or a wider spectrum.
Let's condemn hatred of all kinds,
And they
though,
thought
equally.
that didn't go far enough. Look at the video. It's fascinating.
Yeah, what happened to condemn hatred of all kinds equally? I thought, like, when BLM came out, everybody was like, well, what about anti-white racism? Okay, bet, dude. Condemn racism of all kinds. Oh, anti-Semitism is bad? So is Islamophobia. Condemn it of all kinds. What's wrong? I thought we were, like, all about equality, and that's a great note to end on. Very good from that lady, whatever her name is. If you know what her name is, let me know in the comments. But yeah, as I was saying, Zohran Mamdani, socialist extraordinaire, got the conservatives shaking and quaking in their teeny tiny boots. It's good stuff, man. I'm just so pumped about it, and you should be too. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits, such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.